All right, everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from Flipside number 75, or 76, actually. 76. So you caught myself there. I'm Dino, the guy who said he wasn't going to be on anymore, but ended up on. We have a short staff today, so we're going to have the best podcast ever. Boys, introduce yourselves.
What up, guys? It's McClay out here in 115-degree Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Clint. We're killing it out here, man.
Cool. Got Z here, not quite sweating his balls off. It's hot in the Midwest, but not like that. And yeah, we're gonna make up for our numbers with quality, or at least rambling. So we can do that.
You don't know what's gonna happen tonight. We're like, there's like no parents around on this one.
Scotty's gone. Stein's gone.
This is going to be terrible. No, I do want to start out by saying, presented by comicbookinvest.com. Everybody like and subscribe to us if you can on YouTube. That helps us out. Hopefully we can get some numbers. Maybe one day we'll get a silver button or a gold button on YouTube. What else? CBSI swag for all your swag needs for Comic Book Invest when you rep at cons. Forgotten 5 Comics just got on a dealer spotlight from comicbookinvest.com. So they just launched that new video, I think. So
it's on Simple Man's Comics channel.
Yep, Simple Man's Comics. So I appreciate the boys, I really do, giving us a little love on Instagram and love on YouTube. So it's really nice for them to do that.
There's a rumor we might see the Simple Man. I don't promise it, but there's
I had to trade away some draft picks, man. It's like the Lakers out here.
Well, that's where Paul is. We sent him it already.
Yeah, I know. I
traded bags and boards, and we're going to get a guest appearance, maybe.
That's funny. So, boys, we got pickups starting. So everybody's favorite segment. I don't have any pickups because I'm a bum. So,
I got a couple here, so I don't have too many, but. I did pick up a couple 4 comics over the week, or I got 4 comics in the mail, and I bought. Every time I see these, I pick them up. Especially this one. It's the Mad Balls variant covers.
Oh yeah.
The skull cover.
Yep.
So I picked up 2 of those, and then I picked up this guy too. So I really love these variant Mad Ball covers. And, especially skull covers are great anyways, and throwing mad balls and it's a party. Somebody clip that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing I got, I totally forgot that I ordered, so it was a pleasant surprise. And I couldn't believe how dope the cover was when I saw it, up close. And it's that Kindred cover, the Virgin variant Kindred.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
And that is just absolutely gorgeous. Supposedly, it's a limited run of 500. We'll see if that's true. But it's the Amazing Spider-Man number 24 premiere version variant.
Is it signed or no? Is that a COA in the back?
No, it is a COA. Yeah. But I don't think it's signed.
Oh, cool.
But it's a dope book, and it looks the way they sent it. I was very happy with the way that Comics Elite sent this comic, because I don't know if maybe they got hit with some bad press or whatever, or feedback for shipping stuff, but it was one of the best shipped comics that I've ever seen. So shout out to them for they did a good job shipping it.
Did it come just like that?
It came just like this, and it came in a little foam wraparound, a little thin foam wraparound. And then in a comic mailer, and it was just perfectly in there. They did a good job. So
I saw, it's funny, out of all the slabs and stuff. I don't order a ton of books, but I order some decent sized books. I finally hit the jackpot of somebody actually sending the like the little like pool noodles kind of things for the slabs that protect them. Somebody actually did that for me once.
Yeah,
finally.
That is genius, especially if you have the pool tubes or whatever they are.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's a lot of those sitting in dollar stores.
Yeah, it was a lot of them though, man. He had a lot of it on there. It was like a lot of tape. I'm like,
Imagine you could just put them in the corners, and that might be good. You know?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you could put 4 along it. You know what I'm saying? Just cut it diagonally and just kind of.
Yeah. So. But real quick, it's not really a pickup, but it's kind of a shout out. I want to thank the guys for helping me out trying to ship comics overseas. I had to ship a bunch of books out to England, and it was turning into this giant hassle. And the person really wanted them, so I
Was this an eBay
called.
sale or was it a?
Yeah, it was an eBay sale. I threw out the bat signal, and the Flipside crew came a calling. So thanks for that, guys. That was a nightmare.
It's can be it's always unexpected. Rates change all the time.
Where'd you have to send it to? What country?
London
Oh, that's
or
not
England,
terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
It's just
It wasn't.
expensive.
The thing that was such a hassle is that, I mean, I don't blame her, but she didn't really know like how shipping works, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't, and it was just really confusing talking at first to her, and then, but anyways, it got sent out, and now I know the easiest way to do it, and that was cool. So
Yeah, if you're doing up to 4 pounds, first class international is about your best bet. I've talked to the post office. You can do priority. You can do flat rate stuff too, but there a lot of times they're like it'll get there basically the same speed.
Yep.
Pay about half to 60% of the cost. I mean, you can usually get to England. I bet it was what, $26.
yeah, 30, almost 30, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've
not
been
bad.
on the heavy side of 4 pounds. I think it's a weight based thing. It's not a flat rate, but I think about 2 pounds. It's $26. You get a little higher, it goes higher.
Yeah, it was 2.7 pounds, so
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean you sell international on eBay, it gets a little funky. You got to make sure you give yourself some wiggle room on that
Yeah.
price.
I think we do it where it automatically calculates for outside of the United States for international shipping. I think that's what we do.
You
But
do. I know we're off the rails, but we started talking. You guys do the eBay international, the global shipping. Or you guys just put your own.
global, I think we do global shipping.
Yeah, where that is, that's I found I list with the global shipping, but I put in my notes. If you want to purchase outside of global shipping, shoot me a message and we can talk about doing, me listing it as a direct ship. I mean, I'll still use eBay, but I'll do the actual USPS quote to them because a lot of times some people don't like that global shipping because sometimes eBay repacks it, sometimes they don't.
Oh, okay. I guess maybe I don't do that. I don't. I think I only do it on big books. Maybe I can't remember, dude. I don't even have eBay's not even on right now for us. So
The other thing that people don't like about that global shipping is they charge tariffs and taxes and things that they don't feel they should need to. So a lot of buyers won't buy from it because they're
we
very
don't do that.
frustrated.
Yeah,
So
we don't do that. I think we set up our
I
own.
will list that way just for the exposure because it kind of gets you a little bumped in the algorithm. But I'll just put a note: hey, if you're looking at this book and you want to buy it, shoot me a message and I'll get you a shipping quote. That's my kind of back end advertising for it.
Well, you.
I do get a couple people, I won't say probably not quite monthly, but close that just message, hey, I want this book. What can you do? What's the best shipping you can do?
Mm-hmm.
And start the conversation. What's eBay charging you? If it's a crazy number, then usually you can win. There's been a few times, on a big book when they're getting tariffs and things, that I can make $50 back just saying, here's what they want to charge you. Here's what I can do. Let's split the difference, and we all win.
I'm kind of what's the funny thing is for international. I think every year what I'm gonna start doing around Christmas time is cut off international during Christmas time.
That's not a bad idea
Because I've lost a couple of books during Christmas time. Just
That's a great idea.
I truthfully almost don't want to ship first class during Christmas. The issue is this is according to Ozzy, who is a USPS carrier. The advantage of first class is it gets put in with things that don't weigh more than a pound, so the chances of damage are really, really thin. But during the holidays, if something gets lost, they're not going to go out of their way to find it. Yeah. I had one year I sent 3 books out in a day. All 3 of them got lost.
Yeah.
But priority, they will probably find it. But those priority flat rate envelopes, they get thrown in there with flat rate boxes that can have something up to 75 pounds in it or 70
And
pounds.
I guess if you had to, I guess I would just insure everything for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You know, obviously,
Big,
value wise. I mean,
you just go a little overboard at Christmas time because things get crazy.
Yeah.
Or you shut the shop down around the 15th and move on. But man,
I might do that too. I don't know yet.
You can lose some sales though.
Yeah, I know.
Especially right after Christmas. It's like that Christmas afternoon, next day after, man, people are like, oh, I got that money.
That money. Gotta get that money. So, Mr. Z, I'm sure you have some pickups.
So yeah, I got a couple things. I'm gonna lead pickups into my favorite five, so I'm gonna go a little backwards. Okay. I don't even know where I got down this rabbit hole of stuff today. I have some weird, search algorithms going on in my thing and keywords. And one golden age book I tend to pick up is a title called Mopsy. I've shown it a few times. The number one's got that red orange cover, real cool kind of book. So one popped up in a lot. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I'd never seen this one. I didn't know what it was. When it shows up, yet again, a nice mini pamphlet type book. So I got a lot of about 10 of these. And what they ended up being, as best I can tell, is like gags and girly magazines that they would like market to the military in like the 40s, 50s. So they're small, they're kind of pocket sized. So I picked this up, and then I'll just show a couple of the other ones just because we got a little time. Other title is like Halt. So they got kind of girly covers and just different stuff going on. Picked up another one here. Just swim covers, almost good girl. And like I said, they tend to be jokes and that kind of stuff inside. It's not really comics. Got Charlie Jones' Laugh book here with, again, some good girl art on the cover. And another one here. So I got this whole lot for, I don't know, $20. And I thought, well, that's worth it. Just for the uniqueness, the differentness. I've said kind of delving into magazines last week. Sometimes you just got to look off the beaten path to find those things that maybe people aren't looking for. One more that was in there, which seems to be a little bit more of pinup art and cartoons, so kind of precursor Playboy Light, was this Zing magazine, which I've yet to actually find much about. I can't find any listings for it. I can't find much on it other than just one or two kind of Google image things.
Did you? What year is that? Does it say?
This one
looks like 40 something.
This one's a later one, 48, summer 48.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's formerly Cheer magazine. So this is definitely like I don't know if it's USO, but it's something in that military promotional thing. I bet Tony in the Great White North might know something. Your
wife let you buy that, man?
It was in the lot. She didn't see it.
Oh, of course she did.
It's not. I mean, like I said, it's not super racy stuff. It's
Well, average it out. What do you think you paid for? $2, $3?
Yeah, $2 a pop. Just they're black and white pictures. There's some sort of racy comic type things in it, but not over the top. So for a couple bucks a pop, I gambled. I know that Mopsy is worth a little bit of money because there's people that collect that character. Mm-hmm. I saw one sell before for, I want to say $80, $100, and I didn't at the time didn't know it was a mini comic, so I went for it and grabbed it. So delving down that junction, after I bought that, I was looking into that Zing, trying to figure out what it was and researching things, and another title that popped up when I was doing that was Beauty Parade. And this, best I can tell, is truthfully, I'm not even gonna comment. I don't know enough about it yet. But as I was looking through it, I found some really interesting covers that kind of parlay good girl images. And this one stuck out to me. It's Peter Dribbin, who has done some of the classic covers in the romance. But this Beauty Parade I apologize. I do not have the issue. It's got one of those with volumes and issue numbers, but it's got a girl kind of falling on the ice in ice skates. Very reminiscent of that Patsy Walker #1 kind of pose. There's another title I want to say, Sunny. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's kind of that classic pose. So I saw it and I tracked one down. It was $25, but I thought it's a classic kind of artist. I've shown some of his work before. There's a Georgie Georgie something that I've shown a few times. He just has a very kind of realistic kind of pinup style. So, sometimes you just got to get something off the beaten path.
That's like 41 to 56, man. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the issue number for you there, Chief. Hold on one second. I'll get it.
You know what? I could find it on my eBay search at some
Oh,
point. But
it's volume 10, number 6.
Volume 10, number 6. There's a lot of them up on eBay. Not this particular issue, but there's a lot of them there. It's all kind of pinup, kind of picture art, but it's not photo. It's photorealistic.
I mean, there's some on other sites. There's like a good 1/8 volume 10 number 4, which is like her in like stockings and stuff like that for like $150. I mean,
yeah, I thought this was a great price for what it was. It's not a perfect one. There's like a puncture tear here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it really well. So just the eye appeal of it. I'm already buying Japanese Playboy at this point. This is tame, so enjoy. I didn't actually even open that one up. The one negative, I'm going to warn you in advance. This is a magazine-sized board in the back, and as you can see, it's taller than that, so probably needs the damn time life-size bags and boards.
I wish they would make a board big enough for those, because that's the same with Warrior.
No, it is definitely a Warrior magazine size.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a UK mag, just because of the size and format.
Yeah.
But I don't want to commit to that.
If there's any listeners out there or viewers that know specific, place where we can get bags and boards for those Warrior Deadline type magazines, even 2000 AD are really weird bags and boards. So, if anybody out there knows, throw us a line.
I had luck. There's a Mylar size that is close. I mean, it's a little larger. It's still not a great fit, but my light size that
I hate making them. That's what you end up having to do. You have to make them.
Oh, well, I've got some of these mini comics. I have to do the same thing. I just end up cutting them and maneuvering them, and then I throw that in a bag and a board, and then I throw that in a Silver Age bag and a board just to kind of have them double bagged.
Yeah.
So the last pickup, which I'm going to lead into my favorite 5, just because why not? We haven't done it. It's an obvious one for me. This may look like one I have before, but it's actually a little more rare. This is the Crow #1, 9.8 CGC.
Wow.
This is the second print. And while it's less valuable, it is in 9.8. There's 2 on the census, and this is one of them. So
you send that in, or did you buy it?
I bought this one. It popped up, and I've been watching it. I missed it the first time around. You had to buy it now, and I didn't grab it. I was not paying attention. I got it last week and was ecstatic. The older one sold maybe 2 years ago for $100 more than I paid for this one.
Wow.
I paid $250, and I was happy with that. There are actually no 9/8 of the third print on the census right now.
Dennis Hayes in the chat is asking about the other 2 on the wall behind you. So perfect timing with that question, my friend.
Yeah, so I redecorated this week for my favorite 5. Obviously, one of my favorite comics is The Crow. I was a little bit inspired by this purchase, also inspired by Clint's great article, the Run the Table. I think it was last week where he went into the Crow mythos and the movie and the TV. And I thought, why not do my favorite 5 on that? So up on the wall, I was trying to find 4 slabs. Apparently, I don't collect enough variety that I slab, but those are 2 first print 9/8s up there. One just came back from CGC because it was a Franken case that I had redone. For those of you from Indy, remember that was the signed one that I bought. Signed case, so the signature's now gone. I got the Crow McFarlane variant up there in a 9/8, and then a Caliber Presents 9/8 with Obar Sig. So do a little deep redecorating for the week. So favorite 5, obviously, number 1 in any condition is just iconic. The cover, the image, it just is one of those things. I wanted it in the 90s when I was collecting. I just never saw the dang thing. The joys of the internet are that you can find it. Just kind of getting into the weeds a little bit, how you can tell the first print versus second print, third print is on the inside cover. The indica will say the date, and whether it won't say first printing, they'll just have a date of February 89, I believe. And then the second and third print will have a date. This one's 1089, and it'll say second printing. The third printing will do the same thing. That's got a date in the 90s. I can't remember, 1990, with third printing in it. But you can also tell the first print, the black around the character and the black on the book actually match on the second and the third printing. I don't know that you can really see it here, but there's an inner square, and then the rest of the cover is more of a matte black versus a darker kind of glossy black. So if you're looking at it, you can see that it isn't the same color all the way through the issue. It has a line of differentiation around kind of the edge. So if you see one and just are trying to get a beat if it's a first or not a first print, that is how you would tell. Number 2 is Caliber Presents number 1, of course. Got the same kind of, it's got the classic image on the back. If only it had the crow on the front versus Cuda, it would be worth God knows how much more. Similar print runs. I think one was about 15K and the first print was around 10. So not huge differences there. But those are kind of the gold standard books. Getting a little more into the weeds. The next one on the list is the Dead World 10.
That is one of my favorite series to buy. I pick those up, any of those issues, whenever I see them.
I would totally. Maybe I might buy them because they were cool factors, but
Dead World was kind of one of the original zombie series. So,
and they all have variants.
Correct. They all had a standard variant and a what they call it, grotesque or
grotesque variant,
mature, something.
Mature. No, I think it's grotesque.
Yeah, so
something like that.
I put one in backwards so I could show, but this was the first kind of image of the crow, I guess, in comics. It had the crow standing up, shotgun, and blazing in the back cover. So
badass.
Front covers themselves they're decent. They're a tough 9/8 though. I have not acquired any.
They're tough to find at all.
Yeah, they've been picked for a long time. Crow collectors knew about it, and if you find it in a dollar bin or somewhere, you are extremely lucky because that's just a book everybody's known about for 15, 20 years. Yeah, it just is in there. Next one on my list. I'm gonna ignore 2, 3, and 4 of the original series just because they, to me they tie to number 1. They're all kind of a tie in that factor. One that I really like that gets a little bit of discussion is the Crow from the Image run with the McFarlane cover. It's number 1. It's got him kind of just a face in the, I don't want to say clouds or background, but you just don't see too many premier artists working on the Crow, and it's kind of interesting to see McFarlane do one of these kind of characters. It's kind of in his wheelhouse, so it is disappointing you didn't see more of it. That'll probably only run you about $25, but it's a cool kind of different cover. My last official favorite 5 is one item that honestly I've never heard anybody else talk about. I know the great Topher is aware of it, and I posted about it, and I've still not seen any more of it come to light, really. It is actually the Caliber Rounds promotional paper, like what they sent out to comic shops to to advertise, to kind of promo. Kind of looks like Previews World would, something like that. Some of those little handheld one-page flyers. Got a Dead World image in the front. This one is issue number 1 of this series. And on the inside, it has... hold on. Has a story about the Crow premieres in High Caliber #1.
That is awesome.
They haven't even named it. They ended up changing the name to Caliber Presents, but at the time it was High Caliber #1. So that's, as far as I can tell, the first printed, I don't want to say published, but printed image of the Crow. So something interesting to keep your eye out for. I have no idea how you find it. This one came actually with a ripped up original, press kind of promo pack envelope for December. Obviously December of maybe 88, I guess it would have been. So good luck. I've not come across others. It's kind of a hard thing to hunt down. It's not something that pops up often. And you try searching Caliber rounds on eBay and see what results you get. It's not comics, guys. It is not comics. I'm going to throw in 2 bonus picks just because, well, why the hell not? One is the Crow Death and Rebirth #1. It's the Necra variant is what it's known as. It's got this kind of cool half crow wing with an eye in it in the black background. I think it was by Jetpack was one of them, and somebody else kind of partnered on it. I've heard all kinds of strange numbers as far as the print run or the limit. At one point, it's supposed to be exceptionally limited, like 500 printed, and only a portion of that got out. There was a point where somebody had a stack of them and was selling them, so the value kind of went down. On a good day, you can kind of snag this for $40, but usually if it's a buy it now, it's about $100 book. Real tough black kind of hardcover, so tough one to find in 9.8. Let's go with.
Does it stretch to the back? That Crow? Is it? I don't want you to know.
I don't think so. I think it was something.
I don't want to ruin your perfectly 9.8 copy right there.
If it was a 9.8, I would have probably graded it already. Oh, it does. It does wrap around. So,
look at that.
Yeah, nice wraparound Crow cover. Probably look good in a slab. I'm just probably not going to gamble.
I mean, who cares, right? I mean, you're gonna sell it. Who cares if you get a 9.6 or a 9.4, right?
I don't grade enough moderns to send it in. At some point, maybe I will when I get a stack of them. And my last one, I've shown this off a few times, but I just freaking love it. The Metal Comics #1, 2 Kopakni is the Greek version of the Crow. The coloring on it just makes it a little more vivid, makes it pop a little more. Not impossible to find, but not easy by any means.
The damn Greeks actually did something right finally.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I got a lot of the foreigns, and that Greek one to me is just, it's a little busy. I mean, it's got a lot going on. It's got the Metal Comics at the top. It's got the title. It's got James O'Barr on another cover. I don't even know what this says. I think it might be the title of the issue. But it just works. I don't know why. So for all of you out there, that is my highlights of my Crow collection. I know there's other books out there that people will go after. There's some other stuff, but those are the ones I like. I will say I wrote an article, back in 2016, kind of saying that the print runs of #1 were 2 being the middle number and 3 being the lowest. But just kind of watching listings and sales, it doesn't feel that way. I see a lot more third prints listed than seconds. I don't know that anybody has that information verified one way or the other, but it's questionable to me that the third is significantly rarer than the second. So,
how do you spell that on the bottom of that thing? ITONE?
It looks like pi, O-N-E, and then that Sigma character.
Oh, okay.
So it's semi-Greek.
Hold on. Yeah, I can get it. I'll look at it. It's an N, I think.
Yeah.
O-N-E.
I bet it's the titles of the individual issues, because they're like can't even think of them offhand, but they all had a title.
It says Pope, maybe. But I don't know.
Prelude.
Maybe Prelude.
I don't know. There, one is like life, death, all that stuff.
John, do you own any Crow original art?
No, I should. It's on my list. I bid on some once or twice. There was a cover to there's a IDW series, Wolves and something. There was a cover to #1 that came up one time I tried to grab. I've never seen any of the old stuff. I've seen a couple older Obar pieces pop up now and again. I've just not seen one I love enough to spend the money on.
A couple questions from the YouTube chat. Is there a Crow ad on the back of the Caliber Presents?
It's a back cover. Hold on. Oh, I got one, Tuff. Yeah. Did not show that off.
And then B, which book had the cool back cover pin up of the Crow? Which was that one again?
Caliber.
No, well, that was Caliber, and then the other one was the Dead World 10 had this one.
Which is a dope, really dope.
This is the front, the Dead World, the grotesque and the standard, and it had this. This was the first published image, and then Caliber Presents had it on the back again. Which, my God, if it would have been on the front, we would just chase this book like nobody's business.
And there's also like a Dead World 13 or 14, right, John? That has the 15 that has a Crow story in it.
It has no. You're thinking Caliber Presents 15.
Oh, okay.
Caliber Presents 15 has a preview to issue 5, which never actually got published. The first time that whole story was published was in the trade paperback or the Kitchen Sink. I think the trade came first, and then Kitchen Sink bought it and published it in those 3 prestige format books.
Gotcha.
Tundra, not Kitchen Sink. Tundra.
Yeah, you need to get some of that OA.
I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I've not ever really. I watch enough auction sites, and I've not seen much Obar pop up. I think most of these people are crazier than me, and just that's something you buy, and it ain't going away.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'd highly. I mean, it's.
Well,
yeah, he wouldn't. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but the people that buy it are not generally flipping it.
I mean, he's still around too, right? I mean, it's not like he died or anything. I mean,
he does the con circuit. You can find him. He doesn't actually do most of the big shows. You'll more likely find him at a small one.
And he's a Midwest guy. He's from Detroit, man.
I don't know if he's still there. He might be. I saw him once in Pittsburgh. It's the only time I saw him. I got that print signed by him, but he wasn't doing sketches at the time, so I didn't do it. So
I can't believe he doesn't I don't know. I guess that he doesn't do any new stuff. Obviously, I mean, right? I mean, kind of just.
I've seen a smattering of things. I think he's had some involvement in a few of the stories here and there. He keeps chasing the movie, getting involved, uninvolved. So who knows? He'll pop up. God, I want to say I saw something with his name on it not too long ago. It was not a Crow material, but I can't remember what it was.
Cool. Good stuff, man. I like that favorite 5. That was a good one. Plus, it shows off your great collection of the Crow stuff.
Weren't you looking at some original art?
Yes. Yes, I have went down the rabbit hole of original art. It was Mr. Stein's fault, even though he's not here right now. This is I'm putting it on the chat for everybody. So I was kind of looking on Heritage because that's what I do for a living. I look on Heritage for stuff I can't afford, and if this shows up, I think. Let me make sure it works. Yep. Okay. So it was a Robert Hack, Betty and Veronica Vixen's #1 variant cover, which I might have down here somewhere in my little books of stuff, but I actually can screen share, I guess, so people actually see what the hell I'm gonna actually try to buy. Let's close some shit. Okay, and so
there we go.
Yeah, this cover. So, I was looking at it, and it was like, I don't know, $200 roughly on 4 or 5 days left. I'm like, okay, I can feel it a little bit. And then as the hours tick by on Sunday, like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, it got creeping into 300. I'm like, okay, I'm still in the ballpark. I'm still partying. And then all of a sudden it went to 500, and I'm like, it's and then you got to think with fees too. So it's like 600 or 700 with fees. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm on that wishy-washy, and then it started going skyrocketing. It ended at like 930 with buyer's premium, so I'm betting it's probably like 750, 800 probably OA. I mean, it's a cool piece. I don't know if it's $800 cool. I did add on the podcast outline. Let's see if I can do this real quick and bring it back. I added some other ones. These are some other ones that actually went. So this is another one that went for like 500, which I thought was a pretty decent cover. This was a couple months ago, I think, and then this one, the Fox #2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that one's. I got that cover actually. I think I got the Nancy Drew cover too. But that went for like 400. This one went for 400, and all of a sudden this one. I mean, probably because Betty Veronica is and not Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and it's not a fried pie variant. So this one went for like 900. I was like, ugh. So, but that was my OA story of trying to get OA for Robert Hagg. He does have some OA that he's trying to unload on his Instagram, but
you got to think though, when you buy somebody like Hack, you're getting a painted piece. You're not just getting a sketch.
Correct. I mean, correct. So yeah, I mean,
I don't think that's an unfair price.
It's created in mixed media on Bristol board with an image area of 11 by 17 down here in excellent condition. So, I mean, it's cool. I don't know yet. I mean,
the thing is, if you bought that, you could display it and be like, "This is awesome." Either way, some of the OA doesn't look as good displayed. I mean, I don't have much of mine. I don't mind anywhere, so it's beside the point. But
yeah, I mean, I don't even know if this is actually gonna work. It'd be nice if I spell his name right.
It's funny. I mean, you watch the one site I don't watch. I never watch Heritage.
So this is look at this one. He had a little Sharknado.
Ooh. If that were painted, I would be all over it.
Let's see if I can do this real quick as I dox myself. Sold for $500.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. It's
I don't know. He's a hotter artist. It's a shark cover. It's got a little extra heat, but I mean, you can usually get second and third tier kind of covers for a couple $100. I that's usually what I buy is just cheap art. I can go. I got one in the mail coming that's fairly obscure, but I got it for under $100. I'm like, I'll buy a cover for $100 all day long.
Yeah, for sure. Let me actually stop presenting to everybody.
But I think that one is a semi-hot artist, and Sharknadoes is kind of that a cult following thing, so it makes sense for that price.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'll get one eventually. If I'm gonna spend it, I mean, that cover was really cool, but I wasn't really in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
have you ever actually bought anything from Heritage, Dino?
Not yet. Am I supposed to?
No, I just am curious. I've occasionally browsed it. I think the 20% buyer premium always scares me off.
Yeah, that's me too. Because I'm like at 500, then with the buyer premium 20%, I'm like, it's kind of, I'm not as high. Like I'd probably be in at 700 without buyer premium.
They have good stuff. I don't tend to find the stuff I'm looking for as much.
Now I'm buying rookie cards.
That I want to jump a topic real quick just because I got Emiliano on and I see him in the chat, and he brought up something the other day in another chat about collecting the rookies or the cards of the non-major 4 sports. So like boxing, soccer, There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there.
UFC, mixed martial arts stuff.
UFC, there's all kinds of crazy stuff, and I want to talk about that real quick because this is one of the things that I went down deep in the rabbit hole, and I found back in the day probably one of the greatest resources for these type of things, and that's the PSA forums. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to bring up this forum here.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, just a second. This we can put the link. I'll have Dino put the link in the chat, and then we could probably maybe put it in the show notes if possible.
Yeah, you did for sure.
But this is forums. The CGC boards used to be, the forums back in the day that were like this for comics, but the PSA boards are one of the greatest sources for knowledge in sports cards. So this here you go, Dino. There's the if you want to put that up.
I got you.
DS Comics just commented that Heritage takes 20% from the buyer and the seller.
Both ways, baby.
I've not researched it, but that would be insane.
Trying to get more money.
Yeah. Oh boy, look at that. The Matrix. Jesus. All right. So this is a thread a guy put up on the PSA boards. He goes by Eagles33, and this was in 2014. And there's multiple threads like this on the boards. And this is all just rookies.
A little Jack Johnson?
Yeah. So I own this. I own this John L. Sullivan rookie here.
What?
This is an Allen Ginter, 1887 Allen and Ginter John Sullivan rookie. These are what they call the tobacco cards. They came in packs of tobacco.
How many do you think's even out there, dude? Honestly.
That's a good question. It's very easily, you can look up in the PSA how many.
Oh, can you? Oh, wow.
How did you get into
quite
this?
A bit. And that's, if you guys remember, we talked about the Honus Wagner card. And the reason why that Honus Wagner tobacco card is worth so much is because he didn't approve of tobacco, so he made him take it out. So that's kind of a reason why that card is so crazy. But so here's some Jack Dempsey rookies. These are cut out of magazines, and they consider them the rookies. This is a tobacco card of Joe Louis. It's his rookie. Here's a 1948 Leaf Sugar Ray Robertson rookie. You can guys just keep going. Here's the Muhammad Ali, rookie, the Cassius Clay. Italian Lampo. This is like a sticker, if I remember correctly. They call him the it says here, I don't know, I'm going to butcher this, Coliziani Lampo.
Coliziani. Yep.
And so that's his rookie card from the Olympics, it looks like. And here's a Joe Frazier from the Bobby Bubblegum, and I think this is from Tokyo, it looks like. It just keeps going. And I'll show you guys some of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. This is the Mike Tyson 1985 Panini Super Sport. There's an Italian one, and there's a couple others, but they're you can only get these packs in Europe. And I think there might have been one in England, but I'm not sure. Of course, this is cool. The Rocky Balboa sticker.
You don't skip the Rocky.
Yeah. Here's some of the current boxers.
There's a Tyson rookie, huh?
Yeah, this is the Tyson rookie. Here's the current boxers. This is the Browns boxing. They actually put out a set back in the day in 1986, and there's quite a few rookies in the set. But this is the Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr., the 1991 KO set. These, I believe, came in packages. This is these are really two famous ones because they're so hard to get, especially the Manny Pacquiao. The Pacquiao came from a magazine in Japan. I think it's called World Boxing Magazine. And in the center spread, they put 3 cards in every magazine of upcoming fighters, and that's from 1999. You can see how small he was. Of course, the Floyd Mayweather Browns boxing card. But now we're getting into some of the golf stuff. Here's some cool golf stuff. Ben Hogan, Gary Player. Most of these come from Europe, which is, I enjoy the chase of, rarity and, the European stuff, just like the foreign comic variants. Here's a Jack Nicklaus rookie, the 1971 Barrett and Company limited set. This is the Arnold Palmer rookie, the 65 Bancroft Tiddlers. And these are kind of the rookies that some of these have cards that were released around the same, maybe the same years, a year and a half later. But these are the ones that, just like in comics, the market decides which is considered the rookie. Just like the market decides which is the first appearance, the market decides which is the best rookie to get. There's a Payne Stewart, Greg Norman rookie. This is a Panini Super Sport. A lot of the cards you'll see in these are Panini. This is out of UK. You can tell the difference, I think, on Panini because of the back. It'll say where it's out of. Here's the famous Tiger Woods SI for Kids rookie. This is the Sports Illustrated for Kids from April of '96. Yeah, there it is. And I think it's April, and it's got Larry Johnson on the cover in a Knicks uniform. So look out for that one if you're ever in like a library. A lot of people were finding these rookies in the library. They'd go to the library and they'd have all the Sports Illustrated for Kids magazine in the section. They would just rip out the cards and walk out, and they got a $1,000 card in their hands. Here's the newer stuff: the Roy McIlroy and the Sport SI for Kids. This Jordan Spieth's the big card. Here is one of my favorite all-time things to collect, and I think it's one of the greatest things that you can own in sports history. And this is the 1920 Kenilworth Park Man o' War a ticket that they bet on him, I believe, and he has a Secretariat one. And here's War Admiral. There's
Jeez.
Who
is this guy?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Secretariat one from the 1973 Kentucky Derby. This is the ticket, and then they also will grade betting stubs, which is amazing. Here's the Seattle Slew. There was a War Admiral up there. There's American Pharaoh. So this is just very cool. Here's
I should have kept mine. I got a ticket.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Here's
about it.
have jockey cards. So here's the jockey rookies that they say are rookies. And here we go. Mixed martial arts. Here's your first Bruce Lee card. This is a 1974, I think it is. Yamakatsu rookie card. Here's the same Yamakatsu Chuck Norris.
What?
And this is
I need myself a Chuck Norris.
Yeah, there you go. This is a set that I collect. This is the Wrestling Hall of Fame set. They put out 2 sets. I wasn't able to get the first one. First one has the Randy Couture rookie and the Dan Hendo rookie. The second set has a Ben Askren rookie, which was a hot commodity a couple days ago before he got his face kicked off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought that guy was dead.
Yeah, I did too.
Here's a Ken Shamrock rookie. It's a Japanese card. But these are just, this link it's just one of the most amazing resources in this forum is amazing resources. There's Olympic swimmer rookie cards. There's a track and field. Here's a Jesse Owens rookie card. How cool would it be to own a 1935 Maserati cigarette Jesse Owens card? They've got.
What do you think he picked up half these cards at, man? Like,
some of these cards you can find really, really cheap. You'd be surprised. People don't like looking for these, don't like collecting, non-major sports. And there's a big market for them that's kind of like growing because I think that just internet has caused us to be able to find these items easier. As we all know that, from the foreign comic side, that kind of is blowing up, and there's this huge community. Well, it's not huge, pretty small when you think about it, but that small community has caused this explosion in this knowledge.
But it's a global community, so where it's not a lot of people, but you go across the whole globe, it's there's more.
Yeah. So a lot of people
racing.
Yeah, a lot of people love racing. There's an Andretti Panini Campioni. This is an Italian version of the Panini stickers.
Man, I might need that.
There's STP Richard Petty. You can find these quite often on eBay. Most of these you can find on eBay. You just got to keep your eyes open for some of them. This Jeff Gordon card's really cool. 1987 World of Outlaws card. I don't even like NASCAR, and I just think these, especially
what is he, like 18?
Yeah, I know. He looks like he's 12.
Look at this Dale Earnhardt card. 1983 Uno Racing Dale Earnhardt. That's just Dale Earnhardt's just so cool that you just got to pick that card up.
Where's the junior card at, man? Was it down here soon?
This blew me away that they have Valentino Rossi rookies. How cool
Valentino.
is that?
Yeah,
this is an Italian card, and that is so cool that these are out there, and they're able to be graded. Schumacher. Here we go. Here's soccer. Pele rookie, 1958 Ava Limited. I don't know if that's limited, like a Spanish version of it, but I believe this is Portuguese, maybe because it's Brazilian. Here's the George Best 64 Barrett and Company Limited rookie. This is a really awesome card. One of the greatest soccer players ever. And you can find it. They remind me of the Ty Cobb. It's not Allen and Ginter, the Ty Cobb tobacco card, the 2 whatever it is. So you keep going. Here's the Diego Maradona. This is it's funny that's called the Crack Camp Mundo, for Diego Maradona. But anyways, it's the sticker, Panini sticker. Here's your Beckhams and your Ronaldo and your Messis. These Neymar. These cards command a big price. These are probably some of the biggest price cards on this list. These soccer cards are really tough to come by, especially some of the older ones.
I bet you like the Ronaldinhos and all the other crazy guys out there, Ronaldos and such.
Yeah.
The other like Brazilian Ronaldo.
Here's rugby. I mean, the great Jonah Lomu. That's amazing. I mean, who would that? If you know the story of this guy, and if you haven't seen his funeral, go do it. Go watch that on YouTube right now. Look it up. It's one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. This guy was loved by multiple countries of people, and you're able to find his card now. Through the magic of connecting to this community that Z was talking about. They got tennis cards. They have Federer rookies. They have Nadal, Djokovic rookies, or whatever. How do you say his name?
Djokovic.
There you go. Maybe I said it right. But it just keeps going and going and going.
They got wrestling cards, man. Hulk Hogan.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Hulk Hogan.
You've went so far down the rabbit hole. I'm in.
Oh,
Yeah, here's the wrestling cards that I talk about all the time, okay? This is the Andre the Giant rookie. This was cut out of a magazine, the 1974 Yamakuta magazine, the one I talked about above with the Bruce Lee and then Chuck Norris. The Hulk Hogan one also cut out of a magazine. These are the ones that I was talking about, that the wrestling all-star cards.
Dude, the Ric Flair. I'd get one of those.
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. I looked at the Andre a while ago when you did it the first time. I didn't buy, but I looked.
I mean, they're and how you got these cards? You sent in for them, and they came in the mail. There were these little cello packs of sets, and they have unopened sets available on eBay, I believe, still. For outrageous money. But how cool would it be to have one of those?
What's outrageous money?
Thousands, man.
That's not terrible.
Well, for a set of 20 wrestling cards, I bet you it's 10 grand.
The sad part is probably 18 out of the 20 are dead. So I mean,
yeah. There's a Von Erich. Is that his name? Von Erich.
Yeah, Von Erich.
Yeah, there's
Von Erich.
their families in there. But,
Bulldogs.
The Randy Savage one's a dope, and Elizabeth.
Yeah, this Road Warriors one's a very cool card. Here's your Sting and your Bret the Hitman Hart, Rowdy.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, here's the Dwayne Johnson card we talked about. Here's the Stone Cold card. Before he was called Stone Cold, he was called Stone Cold. He's called Stunning Steve. 1991 Chromie WCW. You can find packs of these on the internet, I believe. Either they're packs or a game. But I mean, it just gets crazy. Surfing rookie cards.
You're talking games. That makes me think back.
People. Tony
Hawk
Hawk
games makes me think back to that the baseball game that back in like '89 with the Bo Jackson card.
Yeah.
Highlight? They have a highlight?
Yeah.
What?
So, anyways, I mean, this stuff is just it's
Tony
really
Hawk.
Cool. Yeah.
That's funny.
It's really cool. So, Emiliano, I wanted to show you that, and I hope that helps you. And that is going to be fun for you guys, and hopefully you don't get
the chat either got disengaged or is just still in awe. I can't tell. They stopped talking.
They're stunned.
They don't know what to say.
That's what happens when you only have 3 guys tonight.
McClay officially went so fucking far down into crazy that Z is still baffled.
But I'm about to get even crazier, and it's going to be really quick because we're talking about cards. I got the vintage packs for tonight. We got this pack might bring a couple down, but I got another pack that guaranteed to bring some happiness and excitement. Michael Jackson, 1984. Michael Jackson. Tops put it out. This is just funny. My mom gave me this in a tub of toys, back in the day, and it was sitting in that same tub of toys. So
it was the prize card bubbles.
Yeah, right. You can see. Here you go.
Oh goodness!
Just complete cheesiness. Old Michael Jackson. Came with some gum. Let me turn this guy around for you here.
I saw some post on IG about like the old McFarlane sets the other day about how they're real tough to find in high grade, like the Wolverine and the Swan and that stuff.
So this, Oh, sorry, Z. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just distracted because you're on so far on the thing. I'm like, I didn't know that stuff's collectible. Wait, is that gum?
This is what is so crazy about this pack. I've never seen this done in packs ever. Michael or somebody had them wrap the gum like a single piece, and it says Michael on it. And I might just sell the gum, man, just because it's crazy.
The Michael Jackson fans are rabid, dude.
Yeah,
Rabid. That's dope.
so,
Wow, that is unique.
yeah.
Did you know that before?
I did not. I've never opened one of those. That was crazy. So, yeah. But I'll end it the pack stuff today with. We're gonna open another garbage pail pack just for fun. So,
Series
4.
Yeah, Series 4. Oh, they're all new 4.
yeah. So, who's that walking in my house? What the hell?
Yeah. DS Comics says he has a whole set of New Kids on a Block cards if you want from 87.
Yeah.
Does it come with wrapped gum though? That's the question.
Yeah. Right. So, all right, here we go. We're gonna open this real quick. Let's see what we get. The wonderful wax of Topps Garbage Pail Kids. And to me,
So
the
how
third
collectible are the Garbage Pail Kids? That's what I'm trying to gauge.
first series are crazy. I mean, I've been looking at trying to buy some first series packs to open, and they go from anywhere from 150 raw and to grade it up to like $500 or more. That's
So
on
what's the payoff though? Like what's a high grade?
the payoff is like a number one, the first card in the set, which is Nasty Nick or Evil Eddie. I think a Nasty Nick PSA 10 will sell for $4,000 or $5,000.
What about like a 9?
A 9, probably $1,000, I imagine.
All right, so there's some upside.
I know 10s definitely go for $4,000 or $5,000 or more. The Atom Bomb is up there with that. So is the final card in the set. That's up there. But any card in that first or second series in PSA 10 is going to give you a couple $100, $150 or more.
Huh.
So the chance of where you can pull a $4,000 or $5,000 card in a pack of 5 cards is kind of crazy when considering I think the first set is only 28 cards. But the
28.
best part about it is the nostalgia factor. So, the gum stuck on the back is always
I
fun.
always hated that Greta card.
Yeah, the Greta card I didn't like, but
I
the
don't know
third
why.
and fourth series to me really resonated just because I really remember those. So there you go. There's the Greta card, and let me take a look here. The centering is from left to right. It's not bad, but there is a wax on it, or
Okay.
that could probably be taken care of. So there's the Greta. Here's muscular Molly. Pretty harsh. I mean, Jesus.
Wow, that is. I don't even remember that one.
Yeah. Here we go. Kitty litter.
Very Garfield-esque.
Shorned Sean.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, here's
Them
one I
shaving.
remember very fondly, and I think it's one of the best Garbage Pail Kids just because it's kind of sick and twisted. Rutherford B. Hay.
Yeah, I do remember that one too.
That's the last card in the pack. So
That's a nice card though. That
it
coloring.
is.
Got that
And
orange. You know, I'm a fool for those oranges and purples.
Yeah, and you can see the centering is really nice on these. This is coming from the same box that I've opened
Is
up
that a
the other
sticker?
pack. Yeah, the Garbage Pail Kids are all stickers. That's why they're
really
so rare.
Jesus.
Yep. So, all right. So that's it for the this week's sports card section.
I mean, non-sports card section.
Non-sports card section. There we go.
Cool. So last week, if people didn't realize, I think it was last week, we had the Guerrero card, the infamous Guerrero Home Run Derby, aka redemption card. So I'm sure everybody wants to know, A, has it sold? So has it sold?
B has it, or A has it sold, and B
Was it Dr. Joe? No.
Yeah. It has not sold. I lowered the price on it to see if I could get any bites.
So where's it at now?
I think it's let's see here. Let me take a look.
Would you have like $850? I think I can't remember. Or something
I
like that.
had it to begin with at a crazy price of $9.99, and I looked. Beckett recently came out that has a book value for it. I think it's eight or 900, And so that kind of made me want to drop it to a little bit, just to see if I can get any bites.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have it up to 800 or something like that, like 877 or something crazy, Let me see here. Stupid authentication stuff. All right, the wonderful Vladimir Guerrero. Now, one of the cool things that, for reason why we're talking about this is because we had somebody give us an idea, and it might be worth doing for the show, or not for the show, but just it'd be funny. But trying to figure out some way to razz it off. If that's something you guys would like to try, yeah, here we go. 8/18/87. I just threw it up there for to see if I get any bites, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth trying to razz off to some CBSI folks, or I don't know. We'll see.
It's a great idea. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. But yeah. So thanks for that.
And YouTube chat's kind of on fire, so we're gonna roll with this. Mark Otti or OT, I guess. With Heritage Auctions, you can negotiate down to 5% when you sell CGC books, and if you bought the books initially from them, they won't charge seller any fees for larger books that are hammered for over $1,200. So,
can you take me off presenting there, Dino?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's the little facts for today. So that's what I heard.
Man, I'm looking at these now. You got me looking. I'm looking at first series packs.
Oh man,
most of them I've seen are damaged.
Yeah, let me. I'll let you go.
What about the UK? What's the UK series? Tell me about that.
So the UK series, I actually got some right here. Let me show you. That's funny you say that.
I'm just curious. I'm looking at these. Only one of these packs doesn't look like it's for shit.
These are the UK series, and the UK series came just like the Panini cards and stickers. They're a little bit smaller because that's how they, like their trading cards. And they came in these smaller packs, and they weren't waxed. They were actually sealed plastic packs, and they were obviously they're smaller cards. But here's the Atom Bomb. That this is probably the second most. To me, this is the most popular, iconic card of any Garbage Pail Kids. But because the Evil Eddie and Nasty Nick were the first card on the set, and just like every other card, rubber bands. We all used to put our card decks in rubber bands. The first and last card were the cards that got beat the most. So that's why this card is worth the most in the set in PSA 10. And you still have to deal with the same issues of off-centering and corner issues and all, but they're just smaller. They're the same size. Here's some of those Panini European hockey rookies. This is a Dominik Hasek Olympic rookie. And you can see they're almost the exact same size, Panini and the Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, you mean one like this?
There you go.
If you can't get on the old Garbage Pail Trails Kids, come on.
Yeah, you got to get on that special list.
That list. So that's to me, the Garbage Pail Kids is one of my number one things that I collect, and I've shown the crew before and people on the show. I own a PSA 9 unopened Series 1 pack graded. I think I paid $75 or $50 for the pack. I bought 4 packs of Series 1 for $50 a piece in a PSA group break of a box, and I just kept them unopened. And I send in one to be graded, and I still got to send in the rest to be graded. But that one came back 9, so I was, I got a 9. I could send those other ones in whenever.
Cool. Well, a PSA unopened 9 looks to be about $700. Maybe 6.
And you got to think, this is why those cards are so hard to find in good condition. There's not a lot of unopened product left, and they only the unopened product is 48 packs per box, but only 5 cards per pack, and only 3 of those cards you have a chance of being in good condition. Because the top
first
card
and the back are closed.
Yeah, the top card has the gum, and the bottom card has the wax stains. So 3 out of those 5 cards are the only ones worth doing. So you can imagine how hard those sets are to put together in high grade.
Oh, I'm looking at these raw ones, and most of them look like they got dinged corners and just
Yeah,
mangled.
little kids used to collect them. So,
I mean, I'm looking at the only pack I would buy, because you got me thinking about it, is between 160 and $200. I'm like, fuck. Am I really gonna do that?
yeah. So I'm literally looking at those every week. I want to start putting together. Some of the guys out there that listen to the show, people out there that listen to the show, have been really cool and contact me whenever they find unopened packs out there, and I really appreciate it because I'm looking for unopened packs. I need unopened packs. I need material for the show to open. They're really hard to find. So if you guys find them out there, I'm willing to pay for them. I'm looking for anything pre 1988 in baseball and football, basketball, and hockey, stuff like that. But the Garbage Pail Kids, I'll take any series. If you see any of them out there, shoot me a line.
Cool. All right, boys. Anybody got anything else?
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk anything about STC and that craziness about to emerge upon us.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about it.
Well, the crazy spec that's going on with that Turtles book and everything, and
Did I hear that they were gonna not sell it? Was that what I had heard? They were just gonna pull it from the show floor because they were worried about almost riots, so to speak.
Yeah,
I think they realize they have a lot of money on their hands.
Well, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, as a Turtles person too, I wouldn't say I'm as crazy as Paul is, but it's just it's like Wolverine, but a turtle. I don't get it. Like, it has claw. The turtle has claws as weapons. Like, I didn't know that was an ancient Japanese fighting instrument.
I think it's cheesy, to be honest. I'm glad Paul isn't here to hear me say that because he's such a big fan. But I just think it's really cheesy the way they're doing it. And
like, if you're gonna make it, like, don't make it like the claws of like Wolverine. Like, make it like they did have like over the glove style, like I guess claws, but they didn't look like extended razors like Wolverine style.
What weapon would you have used?
That's a good point. I was thinking about that. I'm out for lunch. I was thinking about
the 1989 wanna be a ninja Dino is coming out.
I know. No, I was thinking about this, right? And I didn't type it in Google yet because I was like, what would you because the katana's taken, right? The bow staff's taken, the nunchucks and the sai, right? So what type of Japanese maybe fighting instruments, I guess, are left that actually people would actually probably know? List of martial art weapons. I mean, a bow would be whips and ropes and chain weapons.
A bow and arrow makes sense.
It maybe a bow and arrow, maybe a chain weapon, like something. But like, if you have a chain weapon, like, like you can't use throwing stars, right? I mean,
no, they all use that.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't use that. I don't even. You can't use, like, I don't even know. Maybe like a staff's use. Maybe like a sheath, maybe. Like an old school sheath, maybe like a stick with like a long stick with a sword on it, maybe.
I think that chain weapon sounds about the most likely.
Yeah, yeah. That's us. Because you can't use daggers, right? I mean, you could use daggers, but
yeah, it's too much like katanas and sais and.
Yeah. I mean, could you use an axe? I don't know if you could even use an axe. I'd have to. Yeah,
a little manly for a lady.
Katanas. Yeah. Well, what's his name already uses katanas, right?
Yeah, Leo kind of uses that. I mean,
how about the fans like the Mortal Kombat shit?
Oh, now we're going to PC jail.
Well, you could do maybe like whips, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard because I mean, you're just gonna tie people up. I mean,
I don't know. Ball gags can
be
kind of iffy in that comics code.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find like weapons that you could. Okay, here we go.
I don't know. STCC should be an interesting week. I mean, I'm waiting to see Marvel Phase 4 should get announced. I don't have shit that is spec worthy, so I mean I don't care. I thought about going out and buying some stuff that's got pretty high odds and just seeing if I could flip it, but anything that's going to be announced is so overpriced on eBay right now that I don't know that there's margin.
I got a couple books, so hopefully it gets announced so I can move, but I highly doubt it.
Oh, is Eternals going to jump higher? No. To me, Nova seemed like a good one. Like if you could buy some even market price ones, you might get a 50% jump on them. But I just didn't see anything that felt market.
It's a hard 9.8 to get too, man.
I wasn't even gonna do 9.8. I was thinking like 9.4s.
Yeah.
How crazy?
Just weren't at market.
How crazy is that Captain Atom 42?
Oh Jesus, that's. So does that actually predate the Action comic one?
Yes, way predates it. It's way old. It's from the first Captain Atom run in DC.
It's funny to me because to me I remember seeing that cover going. Probably Topher told me about it, and I'm like, what did he say about it? It must not have been important because this is stupid. And apparently somebody decided he was right finally. Had to be Topher because who the hell else would do it?
Somebody bought a 9.8 for $35.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
I hope he's got it listed and sells that fucker right now.
I don't want to give it away.
Paper Girls is going crazy. They got the show on, is it Amazon Prime?
Yep, I bought some Paper Girl stuff. That was
my local guy, comic shop guy down here, Jesse James Comics. He posted a picture that said, he's standing there with a table of stacks of Paper Girls, and it said, "They called me crazy when I bought 1,200 copies of Paper Girls 1." And I was like, Jesus.
Well, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones you knew would probably make it. It's just a matter of how much money is it going to – what's the top value?
Well, you can sell them for $30 a piece maybe.
Who optioned that one?
That was Amazon Prime, wasn't it?
I think, Amazon.
Actually, we'll probably get a pretty good beat on that. Parlay. I'm going to say Goo into Boys is what? About 10 days out? 11 days out?
And it looks amazing.
It does. I think Amazon Prime is tricky. I don't understand whether it's going to go or not. The Tick never really gained a ton from it, never got a following. It's a different character.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's honestly, it was. Like Sneaky Pete did really well on Amazon. There's a few shows that actually did well on Amazon.
Well, it's just not. Does it do well on Amazon? Does it resonate enough people want to buy the source material? Look at Preacher. Preacher.
They're talking about a book that went up and went down.
Seasons. Preacher had 3 seasons. Is still dead.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a 9.8 for like $100. Can you believe it? Remember that book like what, 600? Wasn't it 600, 800?
I think it pushed 1,000. A few sales.
Yeah, it was. Leg had a mattress full of them. I mean,
he paid for a honeymoon and his lifestyle vacations.
I want to give a big shout out to Leg. He sent me a message today saying that he knocked out my first group of pressed books I've sent him out of that craziness collection. So
nice.
Big shout out and thanks to him. I know he's got a lot of stuff going on, so
I tried to get Leg. I tried to get Leg on, but he was in the room, so he couldn't make it. So. But he will. He says we give him some more heads up, he'll definitely come on. So.
Yeah,
well, he's on vacation next week. He's got shit to do.
Yeah, he got shit to do. So.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to sending more books out to him, and hopefully once these books start getting back graded, we'll have a fun show to show them all off.
I got a potential lead on next week. We'll see. One of our long lost members says he might make a reappearance.
Ooh. I guess I don't want to spoil it. I guess I'll kind of talk about maybe doing a cool show. I live in Michigan, obviously. If people don't know, Michigan State's probably a big college. Everybody's heard of it, obviously. They have one of the biggest comic book, I guess, collections. I would say. Would you say probably in the country, aka
in the world?
Maybe even in the world.
Yeah.
So maybe I might go up to East Lansing, and might do an article interview. Maybe if I can get some cool connects, we'll see. So
very cool.
Maybe I'll get somebody on. Maybe I'll stay up there tonight and you can do like have have the curator talk about the curator or something like that, or do something of that nature. So that might be a future thing too. So.
Yeah. Well, I real quick, DS Comics put a thing in the chat saying best bet for sure gains. I think his books from 75 to 85, and I think that the Bronze Age is definitely looking to, go even more crazy. So,
well, that's bronze, borderline copper. But I actually just type back. I'm curious what he's thinking as far as 85.
yeah, 85 is kind of crazy, but I mean it wasn't like in first Crisis on Infinite Earths that year, and I think it was 85.
There's some interesting stuff there. I think the issue we all fail on is we always think there's such supply, but we fail to realize how much demand is there right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to take to hit. I mean, I think he mentioned Watchmen earlier and some of that stuff.
What about Craven's the Hunt? What is that? The Craven's Hunt, whatever.
Yeah, Craven's Hunt.
Yeah,
that
that Spider-Man run in all the Spider-Man books. That's getting ready to blow up with this rumors of Craven being the next villain for the next Spider-Man.
Yeah, Craven books are already jumped off too hot. I mean, some
we all say that, man. We all say that, and
I still agree. I mean, there's like one-offs for $450. It's like it's kind of.
Those books are one of the. There's certain books to me that I think people should have signed. That series is one, especially because Mike Zeck's signature looks so beautiful on those covers. If you have a chance to get those books signed, those are some books to get signed and keep in your PC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, then the other problem too is like, I think the demand increases too, or the supply increases a little, or decreases a little bit too. Of everybody, it's not just a group now of just like comic book, would you say in quotations, nerds, right? Who are just collecting books. Like everybody's collecting books now, and it's just a money thing too. It's like, you're not fighting, 4 guys anymore who are local to you. Now you're fighting 40, 50 guys, 60 guys, who are just flipping on eBay and doing it too.
The interesting thing about these early 80s books, though, is like the supply is pretty high.
Yeah.
But your price, if you're talking buying $50 to $100 books and flipping for $500, there's reward if you pick the right book, because you get these books that are jumped from 1,000 to 2,000. DS, as we talked about before, is a golden age guy. He's got a podcast. He's got an IG account with the PhD. PhD Watch and
Marketplace
Watch, and then he's got the Golden Guys podcast. He's a Golden Age guy, but he's watching it all, and that that 1980s stuff is interesting just because the buy-in is low, and when you're selling it, $300-400, the number of buyers is 200-fold, 300-fold what it is when you're talking $1,000 book.
Even the 70s stuff like that. Think of like Hero for Hire #1, right? The Luke Cage. I mean, that was up and went down. I mean, there's a lot of books that went up and went down, like we talked about earlier. Like Preacher. I mean, it's crazy.
Hero for Hire and High Grade to me is still probably one of those books that if you can find it on a good day, is a good buy, because that one is. If you look at the census, is on par with Marvel Spotlight 5 as far as graded copies.
Yeah. And
the price point buy-in is significantly lower.
Well, what about like Daredevil? Like Daredevil, like as much as Daredevil, yeah, and it's and as much as Daredevil's been a hit on Netflix, at least we'll see what happens with Disney, but Daredevil's like a 2.5 is still cheap theoretically. I mean, it's like $1,000. I mean, it's not terrible by any stretch of imagination. I mean, it's not like it's a out of the skyrocket, book.
No, it's tough. It's late silver, mid to late silver, so there's more copies of it than the earlier silver. But I don't know. It's all demand, and demand's tricky. And how many people are at that price point? How many people can spend $1,000 on a book? How many people can spend $500? How many? The issue, we watch all these modern books hit $50, $30, $75 because so many people can buy in at that price. And to me, it always is like, why aren't these people buying in at these $500 books, these $1,000 books, these these
I mean,
$3,000 books? It's because they don't buy that price point because they don't think they can. And I always think this high end market is almost undervalued versus this. I'm like, you're going to buy 100 copies of Paper Girl versus a Marvel Spotlight 5 9.0.
Well, I mean, if you look at my business, right, or F5's business, when we go through, like, most of my sales are between, $200, we'll say, and under.
No, they are because there's so many more buyers at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I kind of feel for these guys like New Force and all these other guys who have like big dollar books, man. Like the cost of bringing them all in and doing a bunch of other stuff, and it's like you sell one book, yeah, you made your comp, but how many people have, we'll say, 13 grand laying around?
Yeah,
I mean, not too many. I mean,
you brought up Marvel Spotlight number 5, and that book right now is the next book I'm gonna buy.
I sold mine in 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, I have to own that book, and I really got to get. I'm looking at trying to find a way to get it quick because I think that book is
this book.
Yep.
I only have it out because I was actually trying to trade for a Golden Age Grail and I failed. So
well, if you want to trade that for anything I got, you let me know.
I'll let it out. I had a line I thought on a More Fun 73 and I failed epically. And
you did not close the deal. You are ABC's failing.
There is no coffee for me in my future, my friend. No coffee.
Why didn't you call the big hitter up? I would have liaisoned this for you.
I don't think the deal was going to happen, man. I had an ASM 1. I had the Marvel Spotlight 5. I had some other stuff in the deal, and the deal was not going to happen.
I got you a book. I got you a book this week, though.
You did. I got a cool book. I would look forward to showing off next week.
Yeah. So
Dino thought of me and found a nice one for my collection.
I did. It wasn't a bad price either. We talked about it. It wasn't.
No, I feel good about the price. I rationalized it real quick.
Yeah. I thought about it's good.
Pickups will be good next week. It'll be a good one. I know my man Leg will like it, even though he's living the lifestyle next week. He can catch it when he gets back.
Yeah, for sure. So
good for him, man. Have fun.
I know, right? All right, boys. I don't know. I'll play it by ear. I always say I'm not going to be here, but I'm going to play it by ear, and you might see me sporadically. So for the next month or so. So, all right, boys.
Definitely go check out comicbookinvest.com. Go check out the CBSI swag shop. Buy yourself that kick-ass G.I. Joe shirt and the Skeletor glow-in-the-dark shirt.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channel. What else can we say? Hit us up on iTunes. I don't know, 5 stars on iTunes. Ratings, feedback, comments. Hit us up on Instagram if you have cool stuff. Tales from Flipside. What else? Anything else? Did I miss anything?
I think that's it, gentlemen.
Okay.
I think we managed to scrape by.
Yeah.
Guys.
I mean, this is the show. Okay, forget all those other fools. This is the meat and potatoes right here, boys.
If we throw in a Paul's problem, we'd be complete.
Oh, I can make a Paul's problem. I mean,
you've witnessed enough.
I know, right? All right, boys. I might not see you next week, but if I don't, I'm sure you guys will be good. So, all right, boys. Good show, and we'll catch everybody later.
All right, thanks, guys.